picture paints 1,000 words. Yeah, I don't need to say anything. Y'all know what's about to happen. Yep. Slurpy slop. No one cares about the Nintendo Switch 2. This is his headline, y'all. Now, I mean, I'm telling you, this guy, he just has no shame in grifting and baiting people. By the way, he has the Switch 2 pre-ordered. I think I found out. He's going to have it day one. You're not surprised, are you? I mean, we're talking about DreamcastGuy. Are we ready to get into this? Oh yeah, we're on a creative spree today of creating videos. This is going to be my 4th video I'm creating today. I just can't believe the amount of double standardness this guy displays. It's insane. So yeah, let's get into this, y'all. We're not gonna talk about it too much because he's gonna say a lot here. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna go down to some comments and it's gonna be funny. But first, let's see what he has to say for the first few minutes.
Hey there, gamers. DreamcastGuy here, and today I want to talk about the failure of the Nintendo Switch 2, or I guess I should say the lack of hype, because I've been covering gaming hardware for over a decade. You can watch old videos on my channel going back literally 10 years ago reviewing like...
He basically has upfront 99. You have more than that, by the way, if it only shows that. He probably has like 150, 200 dislikes. Because people know that he's just being dumb. So he just said that right there. By the way, let's look at these comments real quick. You're going to buy it? Oh yeah, he's going to. And make a video saying you were wrong about it. See, I was wrong about the Nintendo Switch 2. Just listen to me now. I have a whole other way of slurping and slopping. And I just have to say, my feelings have changed. You know, there's going to be some shit like that or something. You were wrong about the Switch 2. Honestly, DreamcastGuy, you're a hypocrite. Oh, yeah, of course he is. 82 people liked it already. Let it go, dude. This thing is going to be sold out everywhere, and we all know it. Now, there's a difference between, like, if you have a problem with it personally, he doesn't. He's just like this. And you really have a problem with Nintendo, and I'm like, okay, I understand why you feel that way. You don't want to purchase a console. That's okay. You feel that way. Now, saying dumb stuff and not realizing that it's going to break the console launch record. Sony has 4.5 million consoles sold. All right? You have the record. Nintendo's probably going to sell minimum 6, maybe 7 million consoles at launch. It is going to have the Guinness World Record for most sold consoles of all time. I don't even think anything's going to beat it. I think that's going to be the highest peak. I don't think the next ones after that will do it. Mario Kart is going to sell insane. They have games every single month. What I find funny is that morons like this try to talk about Nintendo's launch lineup too, which is what he says. I mean, look how he looks right here. He just looks like he's just like Oompa loompa loopity doop, all that I do about before. You know, just cartoon, just blink blink loss. Yeah, all that slopping, bro. But yeah, right here. And Nintendo is dead now as well. This one I kind of found that was very funny. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give all 3 of you guys a like just because this guy, Switch 1 will suck, Switch 2 greatest of all time, Switch 2, let this guy talk. No, they know it because they've seen it before. I just love that these comments are coming out here just exposing him. That's why I wanted to get into this real quick before we continue this video. This is actually pretty funny. Oh, guys, I cannot wait to see the launch numbers. Remember, I said they're going to break the record. This console's going to sell 100+ million. There's not going to be the hype that it is right now. They don't have any reviews out or anything. They're shutting all that down. But we know when it launches, it's over. You know what I mean? People are going to rush everywhere. Midnight launches are going to be insane. The 153 million conversion, that once you convert, like Phil Spencer said, when Sony did that conversion and we didn't do our conversion the right way and we lost that, game over. It's an automatic conversion. Just watch. Remember, people do this stuff all the time. Let's continue.
3DSs and stuff like that. I mean, I have been covering lots of different eras, PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo, and it's very strange that right now we are 72 hours from the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, and
So it comes out tomorrow night at midnight, basically about almost 30 hours from now. Something like that. So, okay, I know when he made this video.
feel like you wouldn't know it. There's no big countdowns. There's no big hype. There's no big parties. There's no hyper analyzing trailers. It just...
A lot of people around the world are camping out, doing all sorts of crazy shit every day on social media. It's just in his bubble, he feels that way. There's people that are so subjective to their fantasy bubble that they believe that that's reality without realizing you're only seeing that from your point of view. But the worldwide total aspect, a lot of people's inside, you don't know all those Nintendo fans. You can't say that. It seems that way to him, but I'm telling you right now, when that console launches, you'll see the phenomenon is going to be nuts. Like, look at that look again. We need to make some memes off of these just looks and stuff. Something. We'll find something, y'all.
Just feels like a lot of people, even Nintendo fans, seem to be kind of saying, meh. Now, does that come down to the fact that there's not a lot of launch games? It's just Mario Kart and Cyberpunk, basically, that look.
See? That's his point of view again. There's way more than that coming at launch. You got the next gen Breath of the Wild. You got the next gen Tears of the Kingdom. You got you got Kirby coming with a next gen update along with a brand new expansion. I mean, I don't understand why this guy doesn't realize that Nintendo also dropped Xenoblade Chronicles X in March. I'm waiting to get the Switch version to play it at 60 frames per second. Next month after that, we dropped Donkey Kong. Microsoft had no games at launch. Sony had what? Demon Souls and some other stuff around coming out over time. Nintendo's launch lineup, they already have like 10 or 11 or 12 games they're launching this year. Mario Kart World, next gen from the ground up, by the way. They didn't lie to you, unlike Sony. Donkey Kong, next gen from the ground up. Xenoblade Chronicles X. In January, you had the Donkey Kong Country HD remaster, right? You got the Mario Party next gen version coming to Switch 2 as well. You got Breath of the Wild next gen, number 7. You got Tears of the Kingdom next gen. You got Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That's a prequel to Tears of the Kingdom. That's game number 8. You got Kirby's Air Rider. That's game number 9. You got Fast Fusion indie game at launch. That's number 10. These are games that are only on Nintendo platforms, by the way. I just gave you 10 games right there that they dropped this year from their in-house. You got GameCube Online, all the stuff coming from that as well. There's a lot of positive things that they do. It's spaced out. They're not jamming everything right at launch. You need space. There's also Xbox stuff too. There's also PlayStation stuff, PC stuff, showcases. They're spreading it out. Mario Kart is a game that's going to last the entire generation. So people got their own version of Street Fighter 6. I mean, you got a lot. You got the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. That's stuff that's never been done before, and it's 4K 60. There's a lot of options there. You got the whole backwards compatibility of Switch 1 for people who've never touched it. They could have 2 generations of games. So consistently, they're dropping games. Sony's canceling games. So what the hell are you talking about? No games. That type of stuff, it blows my mind because I'm like, okay, let me see if you have something reasonable to where I could be like, yeah, you know what? He has some really good points. So I'm not going to challenge him because I feel like he's speaking the real stuff. You know what I mean? But this amount of bullshit that comes out of this guy's mouth, he can take a crap for days and still be full of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just got to say it. So I named all those games. We're not even counting the wheelchair or that exclusive little demo, because some people will do that with PlayStation. Oh, they'll count those 2 in as exclusives. And they actually are. So they could possibly have 14 exclusives already launching this year, if you want to count that little measly stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the thing that blows my mind. Now, are we ready for 2 more games? Ready for number 15 and 16? Metroid Prime 4, Next Gen Edition on Nintendo Switch. Pokemon Legends ZA. I just gave you 14, 15, 16 games. Tell me what Sony's doing. Nintendo already dropped in 1 year more games they did this entire generation. And they got 7 more years to go. Boy, you don't want to play this game. And they've been doing that every year like that. You just got owned.
Halfway decent. Is it the fact that people are just bored of the Nintendo Switch? Because it is a strange thing that right now, the Nintendo Switch 1 is one of the most popular systems of all time. Over 150 million sold. Billions and billions just.
They're actually at about 153 right now. But still, just look at the looks on his face, y'all. We got some interesting stuff here. Yeah, he's definitely been on some stuff.
Just generated and raw profit even from the hardware itself. But with the Switch 2, it doesn't have those games. It doesn't have that love. It's got $80 exclusives for Mario Kart. It's got $100 controllers. It's got a $500 console. We have truly entered
$449. One game that's $80. You can get it for $50 if you get it in a bundle. The next $80 game, nobody knows where that's at. But people have been paying for Ubisoft $120 gold editions, Call of Duty $70 plus $50 season passes yearly consistently. A lot of other games doing the same shit. $100 early access Microsoft games. Sony $110 Last of Us Complete editions, charging money for other shit like that too. Like, at this point, it's just like the stuff that you try to say, dude, you make yourself look very dumb. And it's probably better that you don't say anything. Just saying. Not a $500 console. Once again, it's a $449 console. Why do we have to do this type of game? Just say what it is. It's right there in front of people, and he still bullshits right out in the open. It's insane.
A different era of Nintendo, and it does feel like people are saying, I'm not sure I want to invest into this new vibe of Nintendo, which seems to be pay before you even enjoy the play. Let me explain what I'm talking about, and I want to take a look at a bunch of hot takes, because it feels like even Nintendo people are kind of saying, is this going to work? Let me talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day.
153 million digital carryover. Watch how great their games are. And remember, he's going to have it at launch. I'd be challenging these bullshitters.
And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I have to admit that part of the motivation for this video is that I saw a lot of crazy stuff, like even mainstream journalists and stuff kind of paying attention to the fact that there really just isn't that much buzz. There's not that much excitement for the future of Nintendo. I even saw stuff like this.
This is so funny to me, man. I cannot wait for this launch tomorrow night. Watch how it blows up in his face. Remember, he's going to be there too, this hypocrite. This guy is so full of shit, it's not even funny.
Yes. Did You Know Gaming is a kind of a trivia channel. They've gone back years and years and years. And I found it fascinating that yesterday they put up a video that for the first time ever in the channel's history is hypercritical of Nintendo, which is the fact that Nintendo is now going for extra expensive products, trying to basically see how expensive they can make stuff and people will still.
So he paid $400 for the Steam Deck 3 years ago. By the way, I think it was probably more than that now. $400, right? The Switch 2 comes out 3 years later with 120 frames per second screen, VRR, HDR on the screen, handheld, bigger screen, its own games, can be docked, as 4K, right? You know what I mean? Way more powerful dock than the Steam Deck. And it comes with a dock, by the way. That dock costs like, what, $100+ now with the fan? And yet somehow it's only $50 more than a Steam Deck, and it's more expensive hardware-wise. At this point, I can't continue to listen to stupid people. They're just morons to me. And handhelds like the Asus ROG Ally, that goes up to $700+. Has no dock or none of that. Just like that. And they're cool machines, you know what I mean? Don't barely anybody buys them. But when you see this is where you realize I can't listen to somebody that's this stupid anymore. Right? Because I just said it, the Steam Deck. You ready? I just want to show you guys something real quick. There's multiple models too, by the way. There's a $549 Steam version if you just want to get the OLED version. $150 more. So Nintendo charged $50 more for their OLED version. They're charging $150 more. There's a 649 version because of 1 terabytes. And these little extra things right here. This is only an 800p screen. Nintendo screen is 1080p, 120 frames per second. It goes up to 120. And it could be docked. And it's still this price. And this is the $549 version. So Nintendo at $449 is expensive, right? Just saying, I can understand the Mario Kart, that's different. But if you're going to start being that dumb, then I'm going to appear.
They'll buy it. And that's very antithetical to classic Nintendo. People forget the fact that, like, they've always tried to make stuff as cheap as possible. $200, even at launch, consoles at times, or $99 Game Boy Advances. Like, you guys truly cannot imagine how accessible to a broke kid growing up, how Nintendo was a lot of ways the place to play. Because
I've been saying that they've been pro-consumer this whole time. We're living in a different situation here now, bro. Can't compare those times. I understand too. Trust me, I've been there. I've been here since 1993. I've seen it all, so I know everything. I know when people are lying or not. I've seen everything. Played all the platforms, everything. Beaten over 2,200 video games. Yeah, that's a lot to have on your plate. I've done that. Been #1 in the world in Gears of War. You know what I mean? I've done it all. Been top of the pyramid in literally tons of games that I've played. I'm super hardcore. But one thing I'm not going to say is that the Switch 2 hardware is expensive. I don't think that was ever a problem with anyone. It was literally about $79.99 for Mario Kart. That's it. And you can get that in the bundle, and if you got past it like I did and traded in some shit I didn't need, didn't pay much for it at all, where's the $80 game at after that? I skipped past it. What's next? You see what I mean? And that game's going to last me an entire generation. I have no problem with that. That doesn't mean I agree with it, but I'm just saying I'm going to get my value out of it. All right, I mean, so like at this point, I still want to see what people really have to complain about. Because all this stuff they're talking about is nonsense. Because at launch, it's going to break records. It's going to sell over 100 million. The whole world's going to be playing on the Switch 2. It's going to help the industry out in so many different ways. All this stuff I see these people doing, I'm like, see, yeah, you people are just dumb. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, grow up, please. We were trying to help the industry here. You know what I mean? We're trying to give people real information here about what they're really going to be dealing with, not this superficial garbage.
Because it was where you got good games, good exclusives, cool RPGs like Pokemon and stuff. And before all that, it was affordable. They're giving up affordability. And
did I mention we're getting the day one patch too of Pokemon? There's also going to be a whole bunch of day one 4K 60 frames per second patches for games that are free. You know, like Pokemon, that we're getting 2 Pokemon next gen experiences this year. Not to mention that that's coming in too. There's so much coming to this platform. It's not even funny. And these others didn't. Their launch lineup was trash. Microsoft doesn't even count because they had nothing. You had to wait almost an entire year to play Halo and Forza. And then Infinite was disappointing. They had to make that the way that was over time. And that's all you had for a while. Other than that, Game Pass. Nintendo already dropping 14, 15 games, including last gen and this year. Telling you, man. Dumb. I'm seeing it, y'all. Now I know why people are rich, because people are stupid like this. And I've been noticed, but I'm just saying. It's this stupidity I see in this hypocrisy, but at a level where I'm like, it's worse where you're at. I know you're dumb. You're telling me that. I see it. And we have to say this because it just means ignorant, stupid, willingly. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. We're not going to really continue this video because you know what it is. I just had to highlight this so that we can expose him even more and put him up in front of the world. Because it gets annoying after a while. Like, there should be a balance to it, right? But there isn't. Anyways, I'm excited for this. We'll be here tomorrow night, and I'll be reporting the results. Remember this video, because we're going to be doing another one when they break the launch records, and I post it and put it in his face. Same thing with all those other people who don't understand how the industry works. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Stay being a true gamer, and look forward to gaming getting boosted tomorrow night. I'm stoked. All right, y'all. And if you don't like it naturally, hey, that's okay. Enjoy gaming where you're at now. As long as you're gaming, that's what matters. Later, y'all.